Tesla crushing it. Hey, coach, Tom Nash made a video explaining why dollar can't lose reserve currency status. Do you like him now? Well, first of all, um, Tesla, Tom Nash probably watched my video where I discussed the dollar dominance. Tom Nash is watching my videos. He's copying off me. Tom Nash referred to the consumer price index a week ago as the core price index. I made a video making fun of him, and ever since then, he has been careful to make sure and call it the consumer price index. Nobody who's ever been to any business school that I've ever heard of, even undergraduate alone, has ever referred to the consumer price index as the core price index. In addition, Tom Nash actually talked about the reporting of this number. He thinks that the number that's reported, he thinks that's the core inflation. How can he not know that? The number that's reported, the CPI, is the headline inflation. The core is not reported. The core is a secondary report. They don't talk about the core. Tom Nash, I don't think went to even the undergrad business school. I'm telling you. So Tom Nash is getting ideas from me, by the way. Okay. He's probably lurking right now. He's learning from me. He should pay me, actually. Second of all, regardless of his stance on the dollar, it doesn't matter. The problem I have with Tom Nash is that I'm confident enough to award him $10,000 if he can prove to me that his credentials are valid. He doesn't have to bet me at all. He can't lose anything. I'm going to give him $10,000. He won't even address that. So why don't you ask him about that? Because I can guarantee you he's lying about his past. He's an internet marketer that looked up a few terms online. Maybe he worked as like a business analyst for a little while, but he's never a securities analyst. There's no way. There's no way. He is absolutely clueless. He has no idea what he's talking about. The guy's a danger. Complete danger. And by the way, show me any securities analyst who would just be loading up on tech stocks. No analysts understand the business cycle. You have a diversified portfolio. You have Alcoa. You have Dow. You have United Healthcare, right? I mean, I'm just, folks, anyway. So that's kind of what I have to say about that. That's what I have to say. And I can tell you what's going on YouTube, folks. Nobody cares about credibility or the truth. They don't care. All they care about is views. You could go to anybody and say, oh, well, this guy is lying. He's a fraud. And they're going to have him on the show anyway. You know why? Because he's got views. He can bring them views. All these people on YouTube are scum. They just want to grab the money. There's no morals. There's no ethics. They're just scum. And I'm telling you, I've been watching YouTube since 2006. I've seen the changes. And I haven't been watching YouTube for a couple of years or more. And I'm telling you, wow, it's gotten so much worse. It's a money grab. It's become absolute money grab scam machine. And it's sad. It's very sad. And honestly, I would give every penny that I own if I could get YouTube, if YouTube would shut down somehow. I would sacrifice every penny. I would do that, and I would feel proud that I did something great for the world. That's how dangerous YouTube is. As you can appreciate, I'm sure, these people don't know there's no knowledge, no insight, because they don't know anything. So it's like if you don't know anything and you're learning something that's so like basic, they think that they're learning. And what they don't understand is that when you're talking about something like the investment world, you better know high level shit, or you're only going to learn enough to give you the confidence to blow yourself up, because it's a game of competition. I gave the analogy before of a football team, right? Think about the investment world. It's football. It's a football game, right? I used to play football. I was fucking good too. Linebacker, you got to be a badass to be a linebacker. And I was also running back. So if you're playing football, you got 11 men on the field on each team, right? Each team has 11 men. Football's a dangerous sport. It's deadly. It's very deadly. Okay? That's why everyone that plays football, they're big and strong. Because if they're not big and strong, they can have their neck broken. Sometimes it happens anyway. Imagine you have a team, let's say that's trained by YouTube investment gurus. Okay? And they're going to fight against the team of people like me. Remember, this is what you're doing when you're investing, right? You're placing a trade, you're making an investment, someone else is selling that investment. They're making a trade against you. It's always a competitive situation. You think that Alibaba is a good buy. Someone else thinks it's not a good buy. Who's right? Right? So you got two teams. If you're watching the YouTube guys, you're on that team. Okay? Well, the other team that you're going to be trading against, investing against, is a team with guys like me. You got hedge fund guys with insider information. You got big institutions with a lot of money, deep pockets. You understand? That's who you're going up against. You see? These kids don't understand that. These are the same kids who don't even understand the ramifications of using trading apps that sell their order flow. It's free. I don't have to pay anything. I mean, and it's funny, like, that's how I knew, like, this Ricky Gutierrez was a fraud from day one. I didn't even need to have him open his mouth. The fact that he claims to be trading every day and he's using Robinhood, how are you making a living trading using an app that's giving you shitty order execution? It's not possible. It's impossible. Ignorance is bliss. You know the saying, ignorance is bliss. When you know so little, you're deadly to yourself. And I mentioned this before. The smartest people out there are actually the people who, they don't really know a whole lot, but you know what? They know they don't know much. And so they stay the hell away. Those are wise people. Unfortunately, these days you don't have a whole lot of those people anymore because of the internet. The internet, these people think, oh, I'm learning from the internet. I can learn anything I want from the internet. Folks, this is not the age of information. It's the age of disinformation. Okay? It's the age of disinformation. And I can't tell you, by the way, how many emails I have gotten from mainly industry professionals thanking me for exposing these suckers on YouTube. All I can say is take a look at the critiques I've done of Tom Nash. He's obviously a fraud, and I'm willing to give him $10,000 cash. He doesn't have to bet me. All he has to do is prove it. Okay? Take a look at the analysis. He has no idea what he's talking about. Now, if Tom Nash can prove to me beyond a reasonable doubt his credentials like he claims, I will give him $10,000 and I will apologize to him. But I will still call him a bozo, because I'm an even bigger bozo. There's no way that you have an experienced securities analyst or even an MBA who is as clueless as Tom Nash. I can't imagine that, unless it's maybe an online university or something like that. Nobody hears my videos or sees them, so he doesn't need to respond. He just goes on bilking people, fleecing people with his fraud. All of these people on YouTube who are making money in any way, even advertisements, coming out, giving investment advice, and it's especially bad the larger numbers that they reach. If you are not qualified to be selling something, am I going to make money selling tax advice? I'm not a licensed tax professional. That would be fraud, would it not? Of course it would be. If I'm going to make a course on taxes, right? Tell me and sell that course. I don't have an accounting degree. Tell me that that would not be fraud. I take offense at someone claiming to be a professional or a former in the industry. That's the highest form of fraud as far as I'm concerned, because it's a confidence trick he's pulling, right? It's a blatant fraud. If he doesn't have the qualifications and he's coming out and getting people to listen to him based upon him saying that, oh, he's got an MBA and he's a former senior analyst on Wall Street. And by the way, I remember a video that he used to have, which he doesn't claim anymore. He also claimed to have a law degree. He doesn't make that claim anymore. He's slowly backing off of his older claims, by the way. Now he's saying, oh, well, I was a corporate analyst. Before it was a top 4 Wall Street analyst, right? This is a guy who claims he's a 10-year plus former senior analyst who worked at he changes his story. Used to be a top 4 Wall Street firm. And I've heard also, I also worked at a asset management company in New York, and we managed 100 billion euros and this and that. And I'm just telling you, the guy doesn't even know how to use discounted cash flow model, which is like, I mean, it's obvious the guy is a clown. And in fact, I feel kind of bad because I wasn't the first person who uncovered him. I found out later on, after I exposed him, I found out he was exposed on Reddit a year ago. Some guy exposed him on Reddit. And apparently what happened was, and the guy did a beautiful job, by the way. Very good job of exposing Nash. Very good job. What happened apparently after that is that Nash went and called into his partner in crime, CoffeeZilla. And CoffeeZilla said, oh, well, yeah, I looked at his credentials. He showed me, and he's legit. Oh, okay, we're going to trust you. Who are you, kid? Who the fuck are you, kid? You're nobody. You show me. You show me. I'm the guy you got to convince. I'm not some little chump who calls out obvious frauds like Ty Lopez and Grant Cardone. But you see, CoffeeZilla, he's in the gang. You understand? He's in that little gang. That's why he doesn't call out Graham Stephan. He promotes Tom Nash too. He promotes Patrick Boyle. He doesn't call out Meet Kevin. He doesn't call out all these guys. Ask yourself why. He calls out like the YouTube fringe guys, the obvious scammers. Folks, these guys are all working in the same crew, I'm telling you. And they pretend to, oh yeah, they're all working the same little crew. Okay? It's pretty obvious. So, I mean, just ask yourself the question. Who are you talking to here? Who are you dealing with? Right? Somebody, myself, a top expert, worked a long time in the industry, doing many things. Great track record. I mean, ask yourself, like, who are these kids? Most of them were not even alive when I began in the industry. A lot of them were in diapers. Most of them have never even lived through a real recession. And they're hooking people. And of course, all the scammers go to YouTube because it's not regulated. There's no regulation. YouTube doesn't regulate itself. It just regulates against, you can't say certain words, right? That's it. Can't say certain words and, got to be politically correct, right? But you can scam people. You can scam people, right? No problem. I mean, they even allow all these donation scams, all these go fraud me, you know, help the orphans in the Philippines, please give us money. This shit's going on. That's been going on for years on YouTube. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, it's a lot of illicit activity going on YouTube. It's the world's largest playground of scams and scam artists. It's just a fact. This Hormozi guy, he's such a loser. He's such a pseudo intellectual. I mean, did you watch the video, like the first few minutes, how he goes in and tries to yeah, well, I did really good in school and I did good on my GMATs. I could have gone to any school in the country. So in other words, he's basically setting you up for, okay, he doesn't have a degree, but he's a smart guy, right? You can tell he's going out of the way, right? Just like this Nash guy, he goes out of the way. He shows you should watch his promo video. He's going out of the way to convince you that he went to school in Michigan. I mean, these guys are just there's so many telltale signs of these guys. But this Hormozi, I noticed a year ago, about maybe longer. I did a video on him and released it on my website because I noticed he popped out from nowhere. And I started reading the comments, and you could tell there were a lot of fake comments. You can tell fake comments, right? On YouTube. You all know this. There's a lot of fake comments, right? Like they pay people to write comments. And so every video was okay, this guy he's like, yeah, I cracked the code for Netflix. Yeah, I'm making $10 million a month. It's all complete Tony Robbins bullshit. You can tell he learned this crap from these types of guys. And then you see his book on Amazon, less than a year, 6 months, and it's got 3,000 ratings. Impossible. Not a single 1-star. I mean, he bought fake reviews. It's dude, at least try and buy some 1-star reviews. It's the guy is such an obvious clown. It's he didn't even pull a good job on it. It's just too obvious. But yeah. Did you like that first video he did? His humble brag. I mean, he looks like an 18-year-old, right? And you could tell he's huffing and puffing with his head. He went door to door, and I guarantee you, even his humble brag is a lie. I'll guarantee it. But did you like that? He does this is my humble brag. You see this? Look at this sketchy place. Look at this. I got 191 signups for the new gym. This is going to be a gym in 30 days. And then 3 years later, somehow, and somehow he sold the company for $100 million, and he wrote a book, and we forgot massive steroids. Did you notice? So his whole what he's trying to do is basically, it's clear he's obviously trying to, sell his ClickFunnels scam to gym companies or something, and now he's trying to branch out. Oh wow, it's okay, so you have $100 million, you're making $10 million a month, you say. So what are you doing on YouTube, making cheesy, stupid ass videos? What are you doing, Ty Lopez? Right? Oh, the first video, I was surprised. The guy's so stupid. He should have removed that, man. Tom Nash even removed a video that I exposed. He removed it after I exposed him because he knows that nobody follows me, so nobody's going to know. So he figures, hey, I'll just remove it. But yeah, I mean, you figure this guy would remove that video. It's okay, guys, look, here's a humble brag. You see this? 30 days, 191 signups. Look at this place. Look at this. It's really sketchy. How did I do it? Humble brag. I mean, honestly, The majority of these people on YouTube pitching their discords and their bullshit and their courses, they should be selling used cars, really, because that's what they're doing. Anyway, you saw his apartment, right? You saw a year ago. I showed that video of a year ago. I dated it, right? 1 year ago, he's in that one room with the whiteboard and that little, like, I don't know, that American flag wooden carved thing, and like, you know, and then so a year later, all of a sudden, wow, he's a superstar. He's done it all. What he's doing, he's trying to throw out nonsense. He's basically doing he's kind of doing, to some degree, a Grant Cardone type of obvious, but not in your face too much. He tries to kind of keep it low key, but it's always about $100 million man. I'm great. I'm making this much money every day. I did it. Right. And the guy, he's one of these guys that goes to all these seminars, and he goes to NLP training, Tony Robbins, these whole people. There's a lot of people that do this. Meet Kevin, I think, is in that group as well. A lot of these people, and this is why I exposed Robert Kiyosaki and Tony Robbins a long time ago. And I talked about how they're destroying these generations of people. This is why we have these people. This is why we have Graham Steffens and Meet Kevins, people like this, because they fall into the multi-level marketing, Tony Robbins, fake it till you make it, right? And of course, the newer guy into this whole scam, who's rapidly becoming, he's challenging Robert Kiyosaki as the number 2 biggest fraudster in the world, is Tim Ferris. Tim Ferris, big scam artist, complete scammer. So, anyway, and I only came across Tim Ferris not too long ago, actually. Although I exposed the whole digital nomad scam thing a long time ago, because I saw that firsthand. That's a whole scam, by the way. And CNBC and the media pumped it up as well. They don't talk about the truth. One of the big scammers, by the way, of the digital nomad is a guy, you all may have heard of the guy. His name is Johnny F.D. Apparently, he's like buddies now with this bald and broke scammer, Johnny F.D. You all heard of this guy? Big time scam artist. And what I understand, I don't know. I understand he's got a criminal record in California, which is why he fled the U.S., because he basically can't get a job. Johnny F.D. You guys know this guy? He's one of the kingpins of the digital nomad scam movement, and a lot of people have forgotten about his past, but that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to get into that today. But the whole digital nomad thing is a scam. It's a pyramid scheme. They sell all these dreams to desperate people, and what ends up happening is that they sell the lifestyle, and the digital nomad, it's kind of like multi-level marketing, whereby they come into it thinking they're going to sell products, and they end up kind of recruiting for it. So in other words, these digital nomads, they sell the dream. Oh, look how I'm living in Thailand. It's so cheap. It's so great. I'm living online. Life of freedom, digital nomad. Of course, they don't tell you the truth. They don't tell you the reality about the country, the problems, and of course, they don't tell you that they're not making any money. What they're trying to do is sell their digital nomad course, their master course, how to become a digital nomad. You see, that's the reality. So you'll notice these guys, they're making money, or Johnny FD's case, he would sell affiliate links to this guy named Anton for Amazon FBA. He didn't tell people that he was making money off the affiliate links. And of course, he sucked these people in. Yeah, come become a digital nomad. Okay. Well, you get to the country now. What do you do next? Folks, if you want to bootstrap something, so the big argument is, oh yeah, come to these countries. The cost of living is much cheaper. Listen, if you want to bootstrap your company, go move in with your parents. It's completely free. Okay? There's a reason why the most successful businesses are started in the West. They're not started in Asia. Okay? You want to be in the West. You got connections, you got a network, you got a lot of things going on. The fact is that a lot of these guys, they move over to these countries in the developing world because they can scam people and not get in trouble. You see? They can scam people and not get in trouble because the authorities don't care as long as you don't scam locals. And there's many examples of this. I don't know if you all know Jeff Berwick, uh, uh, Nomad capitalist Andrew Henderson. They're scam artists, big time. Doug Casey, telling people to move to Argentina before the collapse in America. This was in 2011. Telling people to move there so they can buy his overpriced real estate. What happens? Argentina collapses, goes into hyperinflation. I mean, folks, these people, people got to open their eyes, man. The problem is that what people do is they pitch a narrative like this whole, get rid of the government, right? The government's bad. And so once you pitch that narrative, it opens all kinds of doors to scam people. For instance, okay, get rid of the government, be your own bank, buy gold, buy cryptocurrencies, right? Folks, let me tell you something. There's no one probably that's been a more harsh critic of the U.S. government, of the establishment, and I'm talking a serious critic, than me. I'm the guy that's banned. Remember that. Okay? But let me tell you something. When it comes between the establishment and the alternative, you're better off with the establishment. When it comes to worrying about Alex Jones telling you that the government is trying to poison you and kill you, right, with the food, I'll stick with Kraft and General Mills because I can sue them if I get sick. They'll be held accountable. You're buying food from Alex Jones and his buddies. Good luck. Good luck when you die. You understand? This whole anti-establishment movement has been designed as a way to scam people. If you think the establishment's bad, let me tell you, the alternative guys out there who are trying to lead you away, they're worse. They're the big scam artists, okay? I know for some of you you may not understand that, but that's the reality. Okay? They're playing off the establishment as a way to spoof people. This has been going on for a very long time. Okay? But you're better off with the establishment because there's accountability there. Not 100% all the time, but there's a hell of a lot more than these scam artists who disappear and you're screwed. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Alex Jones is a great example, pitching all his crap. So it's the people out there that think alternative is the way to go. And I'm telling you right now, it's the same. Okay? In terms of the media, it's all the same garbage. But I'll tell you right now, you go with these guys pitching these conspiracies and all this crap, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. I'll tell you that right now.